Oh, yeah, it's the door off.
Welcome in the DNVR Avalanche pregame show live from the Toyota Lounge, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. Avs taking on the Boston Bruins back at home today. We've got AJ and Rudo coming to you live to break it all down. A good amount of news today, though. Kiviranta injured, Bardakov in, the first power play unit getting shuffled up. You don't need to hear it from me. Hear it from the head coach of the Colorado Avalanche. Here's Jared Bednar talking about it at Morning Skate.
Go ahead, questions for Jared.
Jared, we get the update this morning on Kivy. I guess was that something that happened in the last game? Just kind of what's the prognosis?
Yeah, he got hurt last game. He's going to miss some time. I don't have a solid timeline on it yet, but it'll be weeks.
Does that mean Bardakov's coming in tonight?
Yeah.
Nate wasn't at Morning Skate, is that just?
Yeah, just optional.
What went into the power play switch decision?
Just taking a look at another look. I think Olofsson's a guy that we like what we saw, like pre-scouting him last year, Vegas, Buffalo, over there on the flank. He's played really well so far. Want to give him some opportunity. Also want to give, Brock a look in the middle of the ice. So multiple changes to both units.
What do you want to see from Bardakov?
I want to see him play really well in his fourth line center role.
Just talking to Olofsson, he spent all those years in Buffalo where there's a lot of losing. And he goes to Vegas and he's here where it's just a different culture and he feels like that's helping him improve. Just from your perspective, how much does just a winning environment and culture help guys just get better?
It helps a lot. I think it's, I think it helps a lot. Higher standards, you got to hold yourself to a higher standard. I think, Vegas plays with really good structure. I think we do the same. I think it's like when you know what everyone's supposed to be doing out on the ice and you're sort of predictable to yourselves, it helps you sort of focus in on your job and what you need to do. So a lot of players become better with a team that plays with good structure and it's pretty detailed. And I think it's paid off for him in Vegas, and we're seeing it again here with us this year.
Will Blackwood be backing up Wedgwood tonight?
No.
You've had, there's been guys who have come here and left, just didn't work out, over the years, with every team, but Casey Middlestat came and it was like a hit immediately, and then it didn't work eventually. Just now that you've had some time to reflect on it, just what do you think kind of went wrong there?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's different for every player and how he feels and the environment, and some guys thrive in it, some guys don't, and you can hit a streak, you lose confidence, and things don't go well, and there's high expectations, and moves are made, and other guys gain confidence and play well, and so it's every team's not going to be a fit for every player.
On the same note, too, this second year in a row, Marty Necas has kind of gotten off to a hot start. Has there been conversation about how to keep that consistent down the stretch?
Yeah. Again, it's along the lines of what we just talked about. We have expectations for Marty. We have things, laid out with the groundwork of his game and what we want to see. And I think the offensive part of it takes care of itself for Marty. If he's skating, he's such a dynamic guy. He's got great vision. He can pass, he can shoot, he can play with good players. Just trying to put him in situations to succeed. And, there's non-negotiable details to his game that I want to see if he wants to continue to play where he's playing and get the ice time he's getting, and I'm seeing it, so he's going to stay there. Yeah.
You talked about you've liked things about the second line, but wanted to see a little more offensively, and it feels like that started to come against Columbus.
Yeah.
What is it about the way that they're creating that should be rewarded a little bit more over the course of the season?
Well, I think in that game they were relentless on the forecheck. They checked a lot of pucks back. All three of those guys play with a really good conscience defensively, but they also have to get up and get forechecking and get physical and play to their identity, and they did that in the Columbus game. And then, it's not like they didn't have any scoring chances in the first handful of games either, but they capitalized on their opportunities in Columbus, and it's not going to happen every night, but as consistent as we can get that, as dangerous as they could be. They've filled in and played some difficult checking, situations over the course of the first handful of games, and they've done a nice job there. But they also need to produce a little bit, and I think forecheck and ozone play and using their big bodies to get to the net. If you look at some of the goals that they scored, it's getting to the interior of the ice, using their size and strength to their advantage, and you capitalize on a few of those chances. It can help build confidence, and you just got to continue and bring it again tonight.
For Bardakov, you said you want to see him thrive in that 4C role tonight, but what would you say are his biggest strengths that you hope to see him thrive in?
Well, he's a big, physical, strong guy, so he has to play that way, play to his identity. The fourth line needs to be responsible in their checking game and chip in as much as they can on the offensive side of it, and he's got to find a way to play and toe that line without taking penalties.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
So there you go. You're hearing some of the changes from the coach's mouth there. We can pull up the injury report here as, of course, Blackwood and O'Connor are still rehabbing from their off-season stuff. But then Gerard, week to week. Kiviranta, also week to week. We don't really have a timeline, as Bednar mentioned. It is Game 6 of the season. I'm not going to say injuries are piling up, but you've already had a couple of guys go on the injured list. My heart's not ready for another season of a million injuries. Surely the Avs can catch a little bit of luck here, right, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to minimize the guys that are getting hurt, right? But they are injuries that they are survivable.
Sure. I don't disagree with that, yeah.
If Josh Manson or Brent Burns got hurt, they could handle that. It's not that Sam Girard is irrelevant to their defense. They just have a little bit of depth. And Solovyov has been solid to start, so, that's good. And at forward with Kiviranta, this wasn't depth that they thought that they had until Gavin Brindley showed up and was like, yeah, you're really going to have to work to get rid of me. You're going to have to work at it.
It's going to be real hard now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And, it just opens up that door for Zakhar Bardakov to make a little bit of noise. It's going to be weeks, apparently, for Kiviranta. So Bardakov's going to get some burn here.
Got to see what he's got.
You're going to get to see it.
We obviously talked about him a lot through preseason. He played a ton. Realistically, with that fourth line, and I'm not necessarily asking what are your expectations of Bardakov are out there. It's his first NHL game. I'm not too worried about that. But can we see that fourth line get real deployment from Jared Bednar, or is this going to be a 6-minute-a-night special?
It's a real concern.
Yeah.
With both Brindley and Bardakov, and removing a guy that he trusted in Kiviranta, and you're now moving Kelly back over to the wing where, yes, he's better, but he has less impact as he does when he plays in the middle of the ice, right? And you're putting a total unknown in the middle of the ice. This is absolutely a 6-7 minute night game for those guys.
I don't want that to be the case, but it is what I'm expecting. Yeah.
Yeah. and you would love for, they just click, they play really well. They got it rocking and rolling, so they give them 10 minutes, but
probably not going to happen.
Unrealistic expectation, I think.
So let's talk about that power play change then too. We've been asking for Olofsson in that spot for a while. It looks like we are getting that. But they are also keeping Nelson on that top unit in the middle. Does this feel a little bit better of a balance when it comes to those special teams? Does it? obviously, we believe it'll help power play 1 for Olofsson to jump on it and be a shooter on that right side. But do we think we'll see a better balance on power play 2 also?
I don't know about a better balance, but again, as we've talked about in the past, I don't want to see power play 2 because power play 1 scores.
Yeah. I get it.
I think for me, I'm more concerned about getting power play 1 up and running and into a healthy place before I start worrying about the second unit doing much of anything.
Okay. I won't fight you on that one.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it though. It's the exact changes that you and I talked about yesterday. Like,
I mean, all of the season so far, basically.
Yeah,
We've been talking about it. Yeah.
True shout out, Jared Bednar, avid DNVR Avalanche podcast listener. So great. That I
good for
appreciate.
him.
Yeah. Now it's like running for office. Once you get in, then you actually have to do things, and it's like, okay, well, we got what we wanted.
Now what? Yeah.
Now it has to look the way that we want it to look. Otherwise, we dumb.
I mean, would not be the first time I'm dumb, so it's fine with me. You look at the opportunities for Olofsson so far this season, and I know we've both really liked him, but I want to get into the consistency conversation with him specifically, but also with the rest of the Avs lineup. Is a 5-game sample realistic to expect Olofsson can give you that for the rest of the season? Yeah, assuming good health, blah, 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 blah. Is this just a good 5 games from Olofsson, or is this who he really is?
I mean, realistically, you and I talk about you want to what you believe is a real guy, is like their real talent level is the guy that you get 7 out of the 10 games, right?
Yeah.
We've gotten 5 pretty good ones from Victor Olofsson, so
a couple more. You start to believe.
Give us a couple more good ones, and then in there he's gonna have a stinker in there, and then he's gonna have an awesome one in there.
Yeah.
And then that 10th game, who knows? But I think he's given us only reason for optimism right now, because we know, hey, this is what he's gonna look like. Then great. They're gonna be in really good shape. If his level drops, they're gonna fight it a little bit more. If it gets even better, they're in the money.
I like being in the money. That's where I want to be. You look up and down the Avs lineup then, expanded out beyond just a individual personnel level. Where are you at with the Avs' consistency through 5 games? Because yes, they're 4-0-1, which is great, and you know they're going to lose games. You're not worried about that side of it. But you've seen the top line has played a couple of not so good games where they found ways to produce anyway. They've played a couple of really good games where they've produced incredibly. The second line has really only put it together in this last game in Columbus. The third line has a number of games where they've looked really good. Your defense has been a little bit all over the place at times. Are the Avs building in the right direction as it comes into this season? I know realistically we're talking 20 games into the season where you really start to feel comfortable with where a team is at. But do you think this team has the consistency to play to their systems this year to whatever number you had? What was it, 52, 53 wins you called at the start of the year? Are they consistent enough so far to get there?
Yeah. I mean, they're 4-0-1 at the moment. They're going to shatter that pace.
Yeah, well, we know that won't happen.
I don't know. How much easier is our lives as content people if they only lose 10 overtime games this year?
I feel like it gets harder. If they're like 60-0-5 or something, like
it's a funny record.
Yeah, but at a certain point, it's the only thing anyone starts talking about for the rest of the year, right? Until they inevitably lose a game. So,
true. Yeah, it's true. And then they would, and it would be like they took their foot off the gas. They're taking it easy.
They're only 61-5 now. Oh no. Yeah.
They only clinched a playoff berth in the end of December, early January. You know, you're like, oh my God, what are we talking about here?
But
anyway,
break it down a little bit for me. Do you think the Avs are playing to their systems effectively through these first 5 games, or is this a little bit of shinny and they're just out-talenting people?
They've definitely been able to out-talent some of these games, but I think they've had to work hard. Like they embarrassed Columbus the other day.
Yeah,
the way that they played, you know. I think once they were able to sink their teeth into the Buffalo game, they pulled away pretty easily, and it wasn't very competitive from there.
Yep.
The LA and Dallas games were both rock solid games from them. The Utah game,
They fought it quite a bit in Utah, yeah.
yeah, was by far their worst. So, you know, I think systems wise, they've got a lot to work on. They're still pretty loose, and I still have this really weird sense of panic when they're in the defensive zone, and they're still and they're actively trying to break it out because they've made a lot of mistakes in that area. Their puck management through this season has been, I think, the one thing as a group that I'm looking at going, oh my God, what is this? So I think that's what I'm looking primarily for them to improve. If they improve their puck management, I think that will help quite a bit. And we saw it against Columbus. So good.
Yeah.
I
really haven't
once they really got going, they dominated.
I haven't had issue with their set breakouts. Like when they have time, they're pretty good. There haven't been a ton of missed stretch passes for icings and things like that this year. It's those under pressure breakouts where we see them struggle to put effective clears on pucks at times that things get scary. Even against Columbus, the Val Nichushkin puck decision that leads to the goal against. You just need a better play there. It's not a particularly complicated one on that front.
Yeah, and you look at most of the goals that they've allowed this year, and I think that is the truth.
Yep, I think so.
A lot of them haven't been, oh, they made a really nice play and beat us. It's been, we gave them an opportunity and they cashed in on it.
Yep.
And that is an important distinction to me because that tells you that what little in game they've had to suffer as a loss has been more self-inflicted.
Yep. Avs are beating themselves for sure more than anything.
Yeah.
They have no regulation losses, so they're not beating themselves that badly. But
right, and it's like moments in the game, right? Not
Sure.
even long stretches for most of these games. But
yeah, I would agree.
yeah.
AJ,
And all of that helps Scott Wedgwood, who has been the man.
yeah, no doubt. Wedgwood has been the best goalie in the NHL through 5 games, so that's pretty fun. You think there's someone competing?
It's just Shesterkin, but that's it. He's the only one.
Well, his team isn't 4-0-1, so.
True, his team can't score.
Yeah, they've been shut out 3 times in 6 games. It's tough.
That is a brutal way. Imagine being a fan of that team. Brutal way to start the year.
Yeah, that would not be a fun time. We are probably not the people to really get hype on this, but the jerseys are finally here today.
I'm excited just so that we can be done.
Yeah, same. The conversation can end. Everyone can go buy their jerseys because everyone's going to love them, and that'll be that.
Yep.
Cool. I'm glad we're on the same page. I will say, I wish they did the same thing they did with the reverse retros and put a little bit more Avs flavoring to the color of the jersey than just straight up, it's just the Nordiques jersey, like pure. But I also don't care that much. So, did they warm up in the normal jersey?
Yeah, they warmed up in the normal one. I'm expecting them to pull the same LA switcheroo.
They let media in the locker room and they had the new pants in there, so.
Right.
Unless they're wearing the Quebec pants and not the New Jersey.
This like slow drip is honestly more annoying than it is fun. But
if you're gonna slow drip it, you need to know when to pull the trigger, and we're already too late. Like, to just drop the jerseys. That's where I'm at. Not a big deal either way to me, but if they put them out there, people can buy them, and then that'll be that.
Yeah.
We also did have Bailey at Morning Skate, who talked a little bit about the Olofsson and Bardakov situations. So let's hear what Bailey had to report.
What is going on, you guys? Bailey Curtis with DNVR here, welcoming you inside Ball Arena for tonight's matchup against the Boston Bruins. Couple injury updates for you guys this morning. First off, Yoel Kiviranta, per the team, will be out indefinitely. We asked Jared Bednar about that this morning. It sounds like we don't have a timeline yet, but it will be weeks, which is not great for that fourth line, but we will see Zakhar Bardakov making his Avalanche debut during the regular season, centering on that fourth line, which means Parker Kelly will be moving out on the wing. Another thing to keep an eye on here, Mackenzie Blackwood did skate with the team this morning. He will not be backing up, which means Scott Wedgwood will be in net and Trent Miner will be backing up. Some more updates from Jared Bednar this morning. Sounds like we're going to get a new look on the power play here tonight as well. Tried out some different jersey combinations. It looks like Victor Olofsson will be moving up to the first power play unit. Brock Nelson will be centering on that unit. So some interesting things. It looks like the power play's already kind of gotten going. Nathan McKinnon very famously mentioned that he really likes what the power play is doing so far. So we're looking to get some different looks, seeing if some of those good opportunities that they've seen so far will finally get their shot in the net. And then last but not least, guys, after morning skate, which I think might be the most exciting part coming from today's morning skate, we might be finally getting some new jerseys here. The guys did skate in some of their Nordiques gear for morning skate today. Scott Wedgwood with some brand new old-fashioned pads, so lots to keep an eye on there. They did have some nameplates in the locker room as well, so we might finally be seeing the Nordiques debut. Guys, this is Bailey Curtis again with DNVR. We'll see you for tonight's game against the Boston Bruins.
So there you go. There's our proof that it could be the new jerseys, I guess. AJ, we talked about realistically we're expecting a low-minute game from that fourth line with two rookies on it. We kind of understand that. Mm-hmm. But I want to look at the other side of that time on ice conversation. We've seen Cale Makar, the minutes start to explode a little bit with the Sam Girard injury. Nathan McKinnon's minutes, Marty Necas' minutes, the top line minutes have actually been pretty good so far this year. There hasn't been a lot of heavy usage outside of the overtime in Dallas, where, of course, everyone's minutes are high. Are we going to see the Avs fall back on the heavy minute top line usage as these injuries do happen, or do you think at least in the forward core they can keep a little bit of that balance?
I think they can keep the balance pretty well because I think there's a lot of growing trust with the other lines. The okay. Nelson line, I mean,
it was great the other night.
About
yeah.
using a guy. Jared Bednar just seems like he's like vibrating with excitement to throw Brock Nelson over the board every other shift, where he's just like, it's time. I haven't seen Brock Nelson in 90 seconds. Go. So I think that's going to help, obviously, keep the minutes down. But yeah, with Jack Drury, Ross Colton, and Victor Olofsson on your third line and them playing as a trio as well as they have, I think they've had like 4 good games out of 5.
Yep, I would agree.
That really helps those minutes, more so than the fourth line. Where I do think we could see some minutes blow up, though, is no Kiviranta, no O'Connor. Like,
yeah,
some of the guys that they put on, like Jack Drury, just might play all 2 minutes at this point. Like Jack Drury and Parker Kelly, they're just gonna be like, just stay.
Oh, you're on a PK? Fine. Good luck, guys. Yeah.
Clear it down the ice and stand at the blue line and just wait. You're gonna be out there all 2 minutes, fella. Yeah, like I think that not having Kiviranta could really hurt the PK because they're gonna have to put somebody out there that doesn't do that job as often.
I mean, they were already using Lehkonen a good amount, but
yeah,
I know the answer to this. But is there any opportunity for Brindley there, or maybe a Bardakov? We saw Brindley get a little bit of PK time against Columbus. Is it? I know there's you have to earn it type of thing going on there, but does this maybe force Bednar's hand a little bit if he wants to shy away from using, say, an Achushkin too much on that power or penalty kill, rather?
I do think Bardakov should get the look, because if they can get Bardakov out there at center and Drury out there at center, then if they wanted to, if for whatever reason they wanted and they needed to, Parker Kelly could also swap over and do the center job on the PK.
Center, yeah.
Or he could just be a wing on the PK, and it's fine. He could just be the wing. Just let him be the wing. And then you rely on a Lehkonen and a Drury, and if you really wanted to, like a Landeskog or a Nichushkin. Honestly, they should give Landeskog some ice time there.
Whatever they want to do on that front. I'm not going to be too picky with a penalty kill.
Yeah, just don't take penalties, and
Exactly.
we won't be in this position of having to talk about it.
You say that, but you know Bardakov's taken one today, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna go more than that. I'm gonna say he takes it in the first period.
Right away, that high energy first shift, he just runs into a guy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, within those first 3 shifts, I think that I've got Bardakov with a boarding.
Yeah, that feels about right. Let's open up our crystal ball for more than just penalty conversation. Let's get into the score, and give me a name, AJ. What do you got?
I'm gonna say 6-3 Colorado.
Ooh, popping off.
And what else do I need to give you?
A
Somebody
name?
to score?
Yeah.
Gabe Landeskog.
Love it. Love
Feel
the
good.
answer.
Gabe, I've got Gabe Landeskog, and if I'm hedging my bet, which I absolutely am with this, Victor Olofsson.
I love the Olofsson choice as well. I think we're going to see a not quite so high scoring game. I'll go 4-2. I'll chop it down a peg.
Later.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't want to pick the over today, and it was at 6, so I'll go 4-2.
The total 1/3 reduction on both ends of my guess.
Yep. Chopped you off by 33%. That's exactly what I did. I was going to take Olofsson, to be honest, but since you took him, I'll take Marty Necas just because I want to see his point streak continue to start this season. Want to see him continue to produce at a high level for the Avs. So I'll go with that one. We also have our pregame picks, though, presented by Bet365, where things are never ordinary. Been doing pretty well so far on the pregame picks. I don't think I've been goose-egged yet this year. I've gotten at least one bet right every single game. So maybe follow me on them. Did have the Olofsson goal on there, plus 375, pretty good money. And then I took a Taze point. He's got no points on the season. He's plus money to pick one up. You know he's going to get one eventually, even if it's just passing a puck to Cale Makar. That gets him that point. And then I took last goal Jack Drury. It's plus 4,000. I figured if the Avs need a late face-off, he's probably one of the guys they're going to go with to try and win a big face-off. So maybe he wins it, gets a puck, and wins me a lot of money. It could be an option for Jack on that one. Whatever you're betting on, make sure you do it with Bet365. And when you do sign up with Bet365, use the DNVR 365 code. When you gamble with them, of course, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. AJ, this Boston game in some ways signals the last easy game to start the season. I know they had the Dallas game in the first 5, but it has been a pretty easy stretch to start the season. You kick off a stretch of hockey where you're going to start playing some quality teams. You play the Utah team that we've talked about, just the bounces go their way against the Avs for whatever reason, and then you get into some proper good teams in the NHL.
Yeah, the going Utah, Carolina, Boston again, but in Boston, and then New Jersey, Vegas is
some pretty good teams.
It's a good stretch. Yeah, it's a good stretch.
They've done a good job, the Avs, that is, of making hay while the getting is good. Hopefully they can continue it here and set themselves up to absorb. I hope they win every game, but they're going to lose some of them. So win the ones you're supposed to here. Yeah. If you win the ones you're supposed to here, the losses that do come won't hurt quite as bad.
It doesn't mean that you should lose all of the games to the good teams, and then you're never going to win all of the games against the bad teams. That's just not ever how it goes. Like, then San Jose and Chicago would not be
0-82
25-win teams.
Yeah, right. Who lays a bigger hit today, AJ? Zadorov or Manson?
Bardakov.
The penalty
Zadorov.
that he takes? He's the bigger smasher.
I think Zadorov. Manson, it's funny to say it right now because to start the year, he's been like... crushing dudes. Like, killing people. But like he doesn't... Like his physicality doesn't usually manifest in that particular way on a consistent basis. with Zadorov, it usually does. He likes to hit people.
It's definitely more of his thing. He's not so much of an angry human and just a guy that blows dudes up.
Yeah.
That is going to do it for our pregame show. We got a watch along coming your way. Come join me and Micah for that. And then tune in postgame. AJ and I will break it all down for you no matter what happens. We hope to see you there. This has been the DNVR Avalanche pregame show, and we'll talk to you in a few.
We all silly like the mayor.